Bada boom, bada boom.
Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. I'm
Bada
wearing
boom.
some of this. Check out this.
Okay,
awesome. Check out
okay.
this sick freaking. Go check out badaboomcrew.com.
Badaboom.shop.
We got some fire merch out.
We got
my dad rocking
Daddy
some merch
pack.
too. We got Daddy Dave
Right
here.
Hey.
We're gonna slander Knopf a little bit before
Why?
we roll the intro because he was supposed to be on this episode, and he's not. And I know you're gonna see this, Knopf, and I'm just gonna let you know, I'm a little disappointed. All
He
right?
probably just forgot. He
I
don't know.
love you.
He probably know what day
I
it
know.
was.
He had a good excuse. He genuinely did have a good excuse. He didn't put it in his Google Calendar. And if you know
That makes
somebody who
total sense.
uses calendars like
all
that,
the time.
they have plans often. So if they forget to put it in, Knopf. You put it in your Google Calendar next time, I swear.
Who use calendars?
Google Calendar. I use it all the time.
You don't use calendars?
I use it for work.
I have two things that are literally on my calendar on my phone. And that is when I get paid and when my wife gets paid.
That's the most important. Pay is pretty important. I won't blame you.
We got
That's
bills to
it.
pay. We got insurance to pay.
Exactly.
I mean, I know Jack uses Google Calendar a lot.
I do too.
Yes, and
Well,
Jack's also
Jack's-
not here.
You should see.
He's very
Jack's.
crazy busy.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, you should have seen Jack's Google Calendar. It's insane.
Busy. Dude is busy, filled to the brim. He keeps his work schedule in there. He keeps
Late night booming
he keeps late
schedule,
night booming
daylight booming schedule.
Yes, everything. I mean, and I started doing that too in my Apple Calendar. I'm not a Google guy. He has an iPhone and he doesn't use Apple calendars. He uses
I
Google
I
think
tried
he-
using it.
He's probably so busy that he seriously could probably utilize two calendars.
That's true.
Yeah.
One for work, one for personal.
But at that point, what you use one? Because then what if you like get stuff mixed up? Because then what if something's on that calendar and not on that calendar and you forget?
He won't
Well,
even
you
notice.
gotta be able to like go,
know.
obviously I have something this day, I have something this day. It conflicts.
Yeah, that's why you do it on one calendar.
No.
If you had two calendars and you had events for the same day, but it wasn't on I'm only looking at my one calendar, and I
That's
forget to
why
look
you
at my
don't
other-
look at just one. You
You
have
don't even
two.
have a calendar, and you're telling me to get two calendars.
Well,
All
you
right.
know.
Okay.
But yeah, we got only half of the booth crew.
Yeah,
here.
only half of the booth
Booth.
crew.
Booth.
We should have
Jump in the
ones
booth.
that say booth crew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
just
would
for
be
you
cool.
and off. Yeah, that'd be nice. We were gonna talk about some booth crew stuff, and we like still can, cause I've been booth before.
Really?
Season 1, I was booth.
I did not
The
know.
first half of season 1. That was before we
Oh, this is
really
where
started
I
getting
was
into the
joining.
production of it.
Yeah.
I think that was like when you guys were pretty much just getting everything going.
Yeah, that's
And
when
I
we were
wasn't-
hiring separate camera crews to shoot it.
Yeah, and I wasn't involved yet.
Yeah, that was very early, like
Yeah,
right
how
at the
so?
beginning.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the different camera crew.
Yes, yes.
Well, we should definitely bring in one of the camera crew people. Oh, I'm gonna get all of us.
We got to get Tate in here. We should get Carson in
Carson.
here. Yeah.
Caden.
Caden would be good. Yes. I do want to do an episode. We will be doing an episode. Multiple episodes with our camera guys. It's just, guys, we got to get into the flow of it. We'll get it scheduled. We'll get it on the books.
Yep.
Get it on the books. And Min, we'll still have you in the episode. We'll have you behind the camera on a laptop. We'll have a little camera on you, like on Joe Rogan's podcast.
But why?
So that you can still be involved. Because I don't know if we're going to be able to fit everybody on
I'll
these two
just
tables.
put me in there. I'm incised.
You can sit in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be
We'll be
like the
fine.
people that they have on the late night talk shows where they have their executive producer or whatever sitting off to the side and they have a camera specifically on them and they
That's
That-
what I was thinking.
that's
talk
it.
to them. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, Min, pull that up.
Okay, hold on.
You can be the producer of the show,
That'd be a lot of money.
huh? So much money. All of the tens of views that we're getting on YouTube. Oh my gosh, guys.
Only got one partnership is still with Soundstripe, and we haven't been using our link.
No, because we don't have enough people watching to really be pushing ads
I
at this
know.
point. We have to wait.
Not yet.
No, not
Not
yet.
yet.
We have to wait until we have at least a measurable audience because we don't even have a measure. We have 12 subscribers on YouTube.
So that means we got to tell people
40
watching us.
followers on TikTok though.
that says quite a bit.
So it's a slow growth
What about
process.
Instagram?
And I've been telling Jack, the thing about this podcast is going to be exponential. We're going to see almost no growth for, I'd say, maybe even 2 years. We're going to be doing this podcast week after week, and the growth is going to be minimal. And then one of these days, something's going to hit. That audience is going to find us, and having that massive backlog of content is going to be extremely beneficial to us.
I think, too, it will help the show quite a bit. The show
so, too.
probably
I would think so.
gained popularity, and viewership on YouTube, and hopefully open up some more doors.
And that was part of the reason why we started the podcast, was to keep people engaged with Bada Boom Studios while we aren't doing the show, even when Jack and Eddie and Knopf aren't here.
Yeah.
We'll hold it together when the actual CEO of Bada Boom Studios can't do it himself. We will.
only you do it.
I'll do it. Me and my dad and Min, we've got it down. Oh, I was about to say something too, and I completely forgot. I was gonna say whatever.
I unfortunately, I just have to say, having Knopf not here, I mean, we're gonna.
That is so mean. That's a diss. That's a diss.
Yeah, we were gonna
What
talk.
Knopf did
We're
to
gonna
you, man?
talk like some of that stuff. I wanted to have Jack here because that Valentine's Day episode, or the last one you guys did, I wanted to drill into him a little bit,
Oh yeah.
and yeah,
his love life.
I wanted some stories. Like,
Yeah.
how did the one thing that I don't think he said was how they met.
No, actually, you're
Well, it's
right.
it's just simple.
No, it's not.
No,
Min, do you know the story?
they just met each other at work.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
Pretty sure they're
Not
both-
everybody has simple stories like that.
Yeah,
I
true.
guess so.
I have many interesting stories, and that's only one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me and my partner, how we met is an interesting story because we were babysat together. I was babysat by her older sisters.
Oh.
So we had hung out a lot as children. And then we grew up and we had split apart. And then like a decade and a half later, almost 2 decades later, we connect again. And we realize we've been in each other's lives just barely the whole time. Like she worked for my mom 10 years ago. Like, so she was still like
Around.
around,
Yeah.
like
Without
there
even
was
knowing.
points- yeah, there was points where like we had even like seen each other on Facebook or something, and like I remembered her back then, and you know,
different members of their family, like your mom and I, we hung out with them
exactly
every
yeah.
now and then.
So it
and
was
stuff.
like such a weird, it's kind of crazy. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
If I just think of that, the amount of connections and
Dude.
such a small group.
I know. Well, and like even recently, we were like watching a movie, and we were like, "Did we watch this together?" I feel like the first time we saw this was with each other. Like
It was
we
Lilo and
both
Stitch.
remembered seeing robots together.
Oh, the animated
watching that in
Like a
her
specific
mom's basement.
like a specific scene
No,
triggered
remember why? I remember spending like basically like an evening and like hanging out, like being babysat, and we watched that movie. It was just me and her. We were just playing around, playing footsie and wrestling and whatever the
Why-
hell kids
what-
do. I remembered playing.
What-
Listen, we were
You did
maybe a little
WWE?
attracted to each other as kids. There was a little there was chemistry even as children. I'll say that. Okay, we were fun kids. We were fun kids. I'm not. It wasn't like that, Min. Don't go there. Don't make that face.
WWE wrestling.
No,
I mean,
I did a
that's
lot
how,
of that.
That's
though.
how
I
kids
did.
showed they like each other, is they beat each other up.
Yeah,
That's true.
So you did the Batista bomb.
Attitude adjustment. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I suppose we should probably roll the intro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Roll the intro.
Roll the intro. Welcome back to Daylight Boomin'. It's the only podcast in the Midwest that still is somehow going, even though nobody's watching it.
So that's us.
There's nobody in the Midwest, though, so it kind of tracks.
No
It's
podcast in the
empty
Midwest.
Land. It's just land.
There's a
for miles.
lot of flat ground and a few hills.
Yes, yes, really.
One of them is Great Bear.
We've got a few topics today. Well, first off, yes, we have one half of the Booth boys here, Daddy Dave, David Anderson, my father. He's also our, let's say like IT, AV, like consultant,
engineer.
Sound technical advisor.
Yeah,
He does all the tech stuff.
Yeah.
all the yeah. Well, you have like a lot of what's the word? Experience, and you have a big background in information technology.
Yeah,
Right.
and audio video.
Right. And you've done sound for a long time here
Oh,
at
yeah.
church where we are currently filming.
Yep, my past job, I did sound there as well for live bands.
Yeah.
Some mini national acts, which are really cool.
You've got some crazy stories. Didn't you do sound for Bruce Springsteen?
No,
Was
my
did I have the wrong
boss,
name?
my boss did.
Oh, okay.
No, that unfortunately to me, and this is kind of going to date. I don't know who's watching, but the Karate Kid movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that one part of the movie that has the montage. I'm trying to think of the name of the song. You're the best around.
No one gonna take
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
down.
You're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy
Yeah.
and his band
Yeah.
was one of the mini national acts that came to where I worked, and I did sound for them. And I talked to him for probably 10, 15 minutes. He literally wrote the song, and he's the lead singer. He sang the song.
Performed it, yeah.
It's him.
Wow.
And I asked him, I remember this very vividly, actually. Unfortunately, off the top of my head, I can't remember his name. I'd have to look it up on YouTube because it's been a long time. Like, we're talking 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
I remember very vividly asking him if he convinced his band to play that song. And he said they refused to play that song because it was his song, and the band wanted the focus to be on the band,
Right.
which is a shame because it's a great tune.
Right.
And they used it, I know, at least once in Cobra Kai, in watching that on Netflix. So,
Is that a good show, by the way?
oh, it's a
I just finished
great
watching.
show.
I just
Yeah.
finished
That
the
is
final
a
season.
great. Did you watch like the final bit that just came out? Because
Yeah.
I'm in the process of binging that right now.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't spoil it.
No, don't say anything. I'm only like, I think I did 2 episodes into that final 5 of like part 3 of the season 6. So don't go anything past
But,
that.
okay, no, but like, did you watch the trailer of Karate Kid Legends with Jackie
Oh,
Chan?
yeah, I saw that
No,
trailer.
not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wait. Okay,
That looks
so you haven't
insane.
even seen the trailer for that? That's
I didn't
gonna be
even
crazy.
I didn't even know that it was
Yeah,
for
they're-
sure going to be a thing.
It was no. They did a huge global casting of who's gonna be the next Karate Kid.
So let's talk about this really quick. Thoughts on legacy films,
Oh,
right?
like-
They tried to do the all-female Ghostbusters as like the new Ghostbusters, and then that flopped. And now they did the Ghostbusters reboot, and they paid tribute. And then they did a sequel to that one, right?
Which were both huge.
right.
Yeah.
We got a Matrix 4, which was supposed to be a reboot. And then the director refused and made it a sequel.
Which I think was the right thing to do.
Right, I
Really.
agree with that. We've been getting a lot of
Transformers?
like weird reboots and sequels. Thoughts on it, especially since you saw a lot of the originals.
yeah.
Come
Oh
out.
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, to me, for more nostalgia sells.
Right,
Simple.
right,
For that reason and that reason only, it's a great idea to not redo the original, because that's why the Ghostbusters with the girls was a flop,
right.
because they tried to redo the storyline basically kind of a slightly similar, but a completely different story.
Right.
And just they were trying to, in their own way, pay homage to the characters by having them do like tiny cameos in the movie, which the cameos stunk.
Yeah.
So bad. But
I
anyway.
really wanted to like that movie too, because what's her name? Kate McKinnon.
She's great.
She a
right?
comic?
Love from SNL.
Oh,
love
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Love
She's
her.
awesome.
Don't know what it is with me and lesbians. They're just so attractive.
I mean, Jenny McCarthy was really funny too.
Yeah, like genuinely, I thought everybody in that movie was like they're all funny people. Like, what's her name? Leslie Jones.
Yes.
Like I think they're all funny. The script was poor.
Yeah.
Bad writers.
Because like even the effects of the movie weren't bad.
I mean, even
stuff like that in modern movies, it ends up being the writing that's the worst part, and almost never it's the CGI or the acting or.
They tried to slightly copy dang near everything from the original.
Yeah.
Except revamping the story and stuff, because even if you think about it, the race of the main characters was exactly the same as the original.
Oh wow! I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
except for the fact that they were gender swapped.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
It should have worked. Like as a concept, it makes sense that like doing that could be pulled off and executed well.
Right.
I think they focused so heavy on the comedy aspect that it ruined the movie. Because it was a comedy film. The original Ghostbusters, not a comedy movie. It had funny moments. And
No, you're right. You're right.
Those make the movie shine. Like when you watch a horror movie,
Like Alien.
and like it makes you laugh, you're like,
Oh.
obviously it's a good horror movie that has comedic elements. You wouldn't call it a comedy horror film unless that was obviously what they were trying to do, unless it was obviously a
Something
comedy
different.
horror.
Okay.
Right. So like they should have gone the original approach that they did with the
I
original.
think-
They tried too much. They tried to
Yeah.
go too mainstream with it.
I think
And
it's for a best
that's
example.
why it really flopped.
I think for the best example for like a movie, not like the Ghostbusters with the all-female cast. I think there's another all-female cast is what movie? Ocean's 8. It was with
another movie that I didn't hate. I actually liked that one. I saw
It's
it in
really
theaters.
good.
It was good.
I can't comment on that because I actually didn't see any Ocean's movies.
But the Ocean movies, I mean, those are a lot more like cut and dry, obvious kind of what it's going to be after you've seen one.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, Ocean's 8 was also a little stupid because the twist is in the title.
Mm-hmm.
In a
But
way.
even still,
But that's
it's a good movie.
If you think about it, same as Fast and Furious.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
it
they've-
is total flipped.
And they honestly, they basically have had a somewhat similar storyline. Slightly,
Now they're out of space.
slightly varying, ultimately similar storyline throughout the entire movie or the entire franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Since-
interconnected.
It's just constantly just like elevated.
But again, going back to what I said earlier about, I mean, it takes a long time to make that many movies, and they've kept, for nostalgia purposes, they haven't revamped anything technically except for including new individuals into the franchise. They've still kept all the original characters, and they even paid homage, to Paul Walker.
Rest in
which
peace, by the way.
Which was super cool.
Yeah.
And I'd be willing to bet that alone probably gained them a lot of fans.
I cried in the theater. seeing
Fast
that.
7
Yeah.
when the car split.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's actually super impressive what they were able to do in that movie to keep
with
his
CGI?
likeness. Yeah. Like they had his brother come in and like do
his
the rest
brother
of his
looks like
work
him.
and stuff, and they didn't like deep fake it, but it was like they had like a facial reconstruction or something.
Yeah,
like,
it's the
I've
same
seen
thing
the
with
behind the
Will
scenes.
Smith.
Yeah.
With
They
his
did what
other
they
movies.
could
did what
do
they could, yeah.
at the time,
Yeah.
which nowadays would be better. But
Right. And they did what they could to finish the production of the movie.
right.
Did he die during when it was being filmed?
I-
Like while it was
I
being
don't
filmed?
correct-
I
don't
think
quite remember.
he passed before it was complete.
Right. So
And-
like
and
during
they
production,
had-
maybe not like I'm not saying during principal production, like he died on set, but like while the movie was being shot, he passed away. Right.
We'd have to look it up, but I think so.
Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad, in the final season of Better Call Saul, there is this scene that they were shooting that was like the most climactic of the series. Like it was the moment that splits all of the characters up and sends them onto their paths, and specifically Saul sends him on the path to becoming Saul in in Breaking Bad. And it's like this super high intensity scene. Someone dies in the scene, obviously, right? So it's a high intensity scene. And on set, Bob Odenkirk had a heart attack.
Oh.
And he was dead for like 12 minutes. And the on-set medic had a defibrillator that she wasn't even supposed to have. She was borrowing from a friend that she had meant to give back that morning. And she couldn't get in contact with the friend, so she just decided to hold on to it.
Just in case.
And that night when they were filming, he had a heart attack, and that defibrillator saved his life.
Oh my!
And Vince Gilligan
gosh.
said that if he would have like passed, like gone, they wouldn't have finished the show. I mean, TV is a lot different than movies. They don't have the kind of budget to try and
they would have to cancel
save
the
it
season.
like they did in Fast
They
7.
would
Right.
have to. They have to cancel the season.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could you imagine if that would have happened?
Oh, they would have.
I
They wouldn't have
remember-
just canceled the season. They would have canceled the entire thing. Period.
Yeah. I mean, I was like into the show when that news had come out, and when the like news came out that he had a heart attack, I was like genuinely gobsmacked, like worried, like genuinely scary. And then he came back and he's like, I have a new love for I want to keep making more movies. It's like, okay,
Oh
all
my
right, all right.
That-
I would
that's a
retire
man.
after that, but
That's a man that totally seen the light
oh yeah,
and wanted to stay on this side a little bit longer.
yeah,
and
yeah.
and appreciates it. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. I wanted to. That's also kind of a good transition, because I have written down here one thing we could talk about. Any crazy filming stories that you guys have to share? Now I know you haven't been on set a lot.
I don't have a lot of filming stories,
but you do
except
have some crazy stories.
except just basically, filming with you guys. which
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
I've been in a few of your productions
Mhm.
here and there,
Mhm.
but just kind of integrating kind of this question of yours with filming stories just in general. I wanted to take and let people know, and let Jack know especially.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
He's doing something really important.
I think one of the things that I liked best about Late Night Boomin' was the simple fact that some of the guests that we had people that we admire, somewhat revere, but we don't necessarily put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Like in some circumstances, some of these people almost deserve to be on a pedestal.
Right.
And one person that I kind of focus on a little bit, that probably should even get a little bit more recognition than she did was, what's her name? Blake? The firefighter?
The firefighter,
Yeah.
On the final episode.
Yeah,
Right.
with her being, a girl firefighter, which is not an easy thing to do. And
In a male-dominated field like that. Yeah.
totally. And then also being basically like an instructor, for teaching people what not to do, essentially. Because
Yeah.
let's be honest, knowledge is power. You don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know.
Right.
And
And then you know what you know.
And exactly. and for her to do that, I mean, it's honestly a big deal. And then also some of those people too, that in their job, in their position, where they kind of have a sense of power or
Authority. Yeah.
That's the word. Yes. Thank you. Bringing some of those people down a little bit so they're more at a level like a regular person.
Right.
And I think
because they were regular people before they before they got the roles that they got, before
Right.
they earned what they earned.
and that police chief,
Yeah.
that was a cool episode when he was on.
Yeah.
Because he was,
Very
he,
humanizing.
yeah, oh, very
And
much
we
so.
need more stuff like that because
Yes.
I'm also like, and I've said it publicly, I'm not like a massive fan of cops, and I know most people aren't too. I mean, they pull you over, they give you speeding tickets. Nobody likes that. I mean, yeah, you should
Come on,
speed,
look at my
but,
insurance
like,
now.
come on.
And I'm one of those proponents too, especially lately. I like watching, this might sound bad, but I like watching a lot of YouTube, particularly YouTube videos where, let's just say, some people don't.
Are they like
Sorry.
cop freak out compilations?
No, like
Because I watch
like
those.
like
Because I
That's
watch
crazy.
there's instances where people know their rights and they try to assert their rights and the police don't accept it
Right.
or do something that they
right.
shouldn't.
You're right.
And
There are
and then there's other ones too where it's just, the person's equally in the wrong, but what they did was
Right.
more in the wrong.
right. And
You
those
know.
and those altercations are even more complicated because then you're
Yes.
like, well, both persons right and wrong, so you
Yeah.
don't, I don't like.
Kind of hard to rule it in court.
That's especially hard. I got pulled over a couple days ago and I got away with a warning because I was speeding. But that cop
Cool.
was super nice. I know. I was trying to get to work. I was a little late. I know. I shouldn't have said any excuse. I should have just stopped there. I don't know why I'm still defending myself. No, the cop was super nice. We have family, don't we? Or we had family, don't? That was like police officers, or I know we know people. We know people that are
our-
police officer.
Our
Our deacon's son, right?
yeah, he's a police officer.
Yeah, and he's a
I
great
believe.
guy. And I've met plenty of great police officers. But
We
there are,
DJ'd his wedding
yeah,
dance.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So like genuinely, there are good people out there, but there's just as many good people as there are bad people. And
And I'm concerned about
the
the
police
people
chief
that
was a great guy.
Oh, he
was a
really-
great guy.
he really
was so
is.
nice.
He gives a good word
And
for
we-
filming in downtown Sioux Falls.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we've done such a great. Jack has done such a great job picking guests because the people that we've gotten have been extremely relatable, super down to earth, very human. And
Yeah.
that's really what we need for the show.
Like Justin Warner.
Yeah. And
Justin
I
Warner's too
agree with
funny.
what you said. Like, we don't need crazy famous people, but we need people that we can look up to.
Oh, okay.
Not people on a pedestal, but people
But-
we can look up
But
to.
those people that are on the pedestal, if a person can bring
someone
them down,
someone who's willing to step off of the pedestal.
yes, to be more human,
Right.
Because it's those people that either don't have a brain or don't like to use it. Those are the
Speaking of people who don't like to use brains, we've been getting some hate comments lately.
What kind of comments?
Specifically, this one comment that we've been getting over and over and over
What
on our
is it?
TikTok and our YouTube shorts. People being like, "Oh, bro, we should start a podcast," like in quotations, like, "Oh, these guys just wanted to make. Oh, look, another meaningless podcast. Oh, look, another group of 4 guys with a podcast. Another podcast. Shut up."
Do
I'll
you have a
have you know-
podcast?
There's a lot of people
I'll
with podcasts.
have you know, before this podcast, we made a TV show that had 2 seasons that aired on TV
on 3
to
networks.
thousands of homes in our tri-state area near us.
And we're
okay?
making money
And we're-
through the business.
This podcast is so much more than a podcast. It is a way for you to keep in touch with us, the people making this brand new revolutionary late night show out of the Midwest. This small production that is built on community and love, and you're coming here and you're hating us? We just want to spread positivity and love.
There's gotta be hate anyways.
Before we made a podcast, we made a TV show. Don't forget that. I just needed to get that off my chest so bad.
Well,
What about the
People
other ones?
driving me crazy.
What about the other
there's
ones?
always going to be hate, you know.
Yeah, there is, and
Peop-
it's been driving me in a very positive way. It's making me want to produce the podcast genuinely.
Like, I mean, even, you know, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Seth, you know,
Seth?
I'm thinking like podcasters too. You know,
Who's Seth?
Seth Rogen.
Oh.
Uh,
His name is not Seth Rogen.
No.
or no,
It's
that's
Joe
the actor,
Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Sorry, I don't know where that name
Is
came
it
from.
Seth Rogen, the guy who
That's
the comic
that
actor?
actor.
Chris
That
in
actor.
Family Guy or something?
No, Seth Rogen has like that lab.
Oh,
Yeah,
Seth Rogen.
that
Oh, I
guy.
was thinking of Seth Green.
See, I'm not the only one with the name thing going on here.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, I mean, totally, it's
All
you
right.
know,
Well,
it's gonna happen.
I guess we'll end here for this this week's episode, and we'll join you guys. Well, it'll be us three again next week on Late Night Boomin', episode 16. Don't forget to get your merch, badaboomcrew.com/shop, and Titan Media Group, Daylight Boomin', Late Night Boomin', Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
Badaboom/shop.
Facebook. Good. Bye.
Bye.